What is up, everybody? OMG. Let me make sure all of my stuff is on. 1 second. 1 second. I'm stretching over things because I don't like hovering over my food. If you don't know who I am, ooh, I don't like that one. Let's do this one. It's cuter. If you don't know who I am, hi, hello. My name is Naja, aka the Voodoo Child, and this is my segment where I just like do a mukbang, answer some questions. Sometimes I'll just answer questions off the cuff from the live too. Like, it's just very casual way to just touch base with you guys and you know, get a little grub on. So this mukbang, the last two that I've done was more like cultural foods. Now we're gonna be just doing some good old Florida stuff with these pub subs. So if any of you guys want to hack, okay, all you have to do, if you want your pub subs like cut like this, you could order it online 24 hours ahead of time, or you could be ghetto like me and just buy a really big one and then just cut it into these cute little pinwheels and then stick it together with a toothpick. And Publix has toothpicks for 89 cents. I was today years old. And then I have a fork just in case it gets messy because these are kind of, the bread is pretty thick. So what is up, everybody? Again, this is live. Let me put you guys on the screen so I could say hello. What's up, guys? Shout out to all the mods. Shout out to Nyala. Thank you so much for pulling up, girl. Shout out to Orlando, Jasmine, Taylor, Alexis, Keely, all y'all. Hi, how are you doing? So I'm going to be answering a really, really big question that I always get before I even get started. See, and this is why I got the fork. It's already about to fall out. Hold on. About to just make a mess. Why don't you just go on back in there now? So I usually get like an Italian, or I make my own, but this sub has been going viral on TikTok since like January of this year, and it's literally a buffalo sub. They just put it on white bread, but I don't like that bread. So here I am. But yeah, it's pretty good. But we are live. Yes, y'all, we are live. Pub sub goes ham. I'm gonna wait for a few of y'all to get here. Hold on, I'm gonna take a bite. I don't know who I'm fooling. Like, I'm about to eat all this. We about to get into some things today, girl. We're about to get into some things. Some people might not be happy with what I got to say. But hey, it is what it is. So, as you guys can see by the title of this video, I'm not wasting no time. I'm past the 3-minute mark, so now I can cuss up a storm. My conspiracy theory content. And why I have not made a video in like forever. And I think some of y'all are already going to know what I'm about to say, especially if you're one of those people that watch me for me and you don't really care what I do. You're going to know what I'm about to say because I've been doing a lot of experimentation on my channel for the past, like, I want to say like 2 years. And with experimenting, you do get different types of audiences, right? And, you know, some groups come with different type of energies, and the energy coming from the conspiracy theory sector, I wasn't feeling it. I'm eating this so wrong. I'm sorry, but this is just how she's gonna. I'll eat one that looks pretty later, but is that Publix chicken in there? Someone put me on game. Is that Publix chicken in there? Is that why it tastes like that? Like, what? But yeah, anyway. So I peep when I make my conspiracy theories. In the beginning, it was a lot of good-natured fun. I would even go so far as to call the fan group I got maybe like the old Shane Dawson people, you know, like the people that really like to get into the really quirky things before conspiracy theories got political. Let's just say that. Now, that audience is something else. And I really thought that it was going to be different because there's another girl that did some similar content at the time that I was doing it. I will wholeheartedly say she was doing it before me. To the point where people always do this on YouTube, and it gets on my nerves when people see that you have a similar interest as somebody, or that you do anything that reminds them of you or whatever. They'll automatically be like, you're copying them, you're copying them, you're copying them. And I always saw this girl name come up talking about you're copying them because you're using a vector thumbnail. And I'm like, girl, and so does Shane Dawson, and so does every other podcast that talks about Watergate and all that. Like, keep it a buck. Like, stop trying to pin girls against each other. That's so freaking lame at elementary. But I assume because, you know, I just assumed that I don't know. I was assuming because I was getting those type of messages that maybe our audiences were blending. And because she's a young girl, like she's a young, attractive girl, she does makeup while she talks. I just assumed, you know, I was going to get some of those stragglers from the intertwine. But no. No. I got your Uncle Cletus that is on Facebook looking up QAnon stuff. When I tell you, if you go to my blocked words right now, when I first started YouTube, all my blocked words had to do with, unfortunately, like racism, people calling me the N-word with a hard ER, calling me animals, all that type of stuff, calling me demonic, just, you know, like whatever. That's the type of stuff I had. Pause. Now I have like stuff that has to do with Jewish people on block. I have stuff that has to do with like reptilians, like all this stuff that I would have never thought in a million years I would be getting like spammed, right? I'm over here getting spammed by your Aunt Margaret, who thinks that Obama's secretly the president still. Like, it's just a lot of mental illness going on. And I was noticing people were using my video to like confirm some type of internal bias that they had, that they heard somewhere else. I've had people hit me up, like email me like, hey, do you mind if we use your content and post it on our Facebook page? And just all of this, I'm just like, bro, it's just getting weird. It's just getting weird now. I'm trying to think, what else? I should have brought a water up here. That was dumb. I knew I was missing something. But yeah, I noticed I was getting more comments like, you're not saying it right, you're saying it wrong. And I'm like, saying what wrong? And usually the rebuttal would be this regurgitated, usually heavily Q influenced rhetoric. Like, if I didn't call somebody let's call him a child diddler, if I didn't call someone that, you got it wrong. You need to do your research because they be touching on blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? Oh, that Q forum you think no one knows about? Like, y'all really need to get help. Like, for real, for real. Like, if you clicked on this video and you actually only subscribed to me for the conspiracy stuff and now you're like disappointed because I don't do it anymore, that's the reason why. But if you're someone that's mad at me about it, you need to get some help. Your family misses you. Like, bro, the real is in our face too. The real is in our face. That's why it's so crazy. Here, let me check back in on the chat. What y'all got going on? Okay, thanks, Nyala. I was about to say, it tastes like their chicken tenders a little bit. I was about to say, are these the tenders? just in slide form. But yeah, let me see. They said YouTubers copy each other to an extent, but just because someone posted it on YouTube first doesn't mean I didn't think of it way before it posted. The fuck? No, that is also very true. But that's one of those things where they tell you that there is no such thing as an original thought. So if you have one, you might want to get it out in the world because somebody else is going to have it. And shout out to all y'all that this is y'all first live that y'all caught in a minute. So Jamila says, I want to say it's a lot of mental illness, but I didn't want to sound rude. No, it really is. Like, I'm talking about people have not spoken to their family because they think that the orange man is still the president. And there are some people whose family members got all these conspiracy, and it's just like, I just can't be a tool to use because I don't go off of political conspiracies. I really like tech conspiracies. That's my main thing that I love AI stuff and like things like that. I don't really care for political targeting a group of people, new world order. Like, bruh, the truth is in our freaking face. It's so sad because we live it every freaking day. If you are an American, I'm sorry to tell you this, we are the Truman Show. Like, the whole world laughs at us. They view us as like a big reality TV show. Think about it. All our celebrities, everybody watches. They watch all our, like, bruh, trust me. It's the real life Truman Show. We have no health care here, no universal health care here. We have no free education here. And the only way you can get both is if you give up your body to our government. All they want is your body so that you can get certain liberties. And then, let's get even deeper with the Truman Show thing. I don't know, y'all. Just know it's in plain sight of how messed up this stuff is. They really don't gotta do all of this stuff. Like, the capitalistic system here is literally driving y'all insane. The little freedoms that you think you got to have a free mind, to think that a Jewish person's a lizard, like, go for it, I guess. But it's getting violent. And that's why I had to stop even making conspiracy content, because I'm noticing, like, back in the day, there was a balance of like, okay, this is a political person spouting conspiracies. And then this is somebody like, I keep using Shane Dawson as an example because like he was the king of conspiracies. But yeah, like it was a mixture of people doing lighthearted stuff like, is the pizza at the Chuck E. Cheese recycled, to this guy that runs Facebook is a lizard. Like, I don't know. Damn. Drop my tomato. I agree. It is a mixture of the Truman Show and Eyes Wide Shut in America. There is no conspiracy. You can't even leave here. Free country, you got to pay Uncle Sam $2,000 to not be a part of this show no more. Oh, that's what I was going to say. What really made it click for me when I was in my mid-20s that this is like a capitalist hellscape and this is demonic and this is like the Truman Show, was watching 60 Days In. I don't know what happened. It just clicked one day and I was like, there is literally a TV show where they put people in modern day slavery and see how long they can go. And we all watch. Isn't that crazy? It's literally like Gladiator, but slavery. Like, what? And everyone watches it. And then I feel like if you look at, if you look at things that way, then look at 60 Days In, right? Or not 60 Days In, 90 Day Fiance. 90 days to get a visa to a capitalist hellscape. And we're going like, bro. And I know someone in the ether is listening to me and they're like, well, why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? U.S. citizenship, I'm going to just say that and take a bite. U.S. citizenship, dog? My grandparents immigrated to this country so that, you know, I could have my citizenship, and I'll never take it for granted. And I feel like even in today's time, having U.S. citizenship is very valuable. I'm not going to lie, like it's not. However, if you are a U.S. citizen, I highly advise you to get a passport. If you ever, because I don't know if y'all been seeing, but things are about to crumble. I'm not trying to scare nobody. And that's another reason why I'm not doing the conspiracy content anymore. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I don't know if y'all noticed, but my catchphrase is always, oh, and what I find interesting is I'm like genuinely interested about the future. I'm not trying to scare people, but I realize people are genuinely fear-mongering with these conspiracies. Didn't want to add on to the list, you know? But I feel like if you are above the age of 18 and you can, get a passport. Never know when you might need to seek asylum. You never freaking know. Shoot, let me read the chat. Let me see what y'all talking about. Jasmine said, yeah, people can really get carried away. Yes. It's really not even worth thinking too much about. It's really not. Like, if you're not gonna leave, really, and you're playing, you might as well play the game. If you're not gonna leave, you might as well play the game. And if you don't want to play the game, save up and leave. You know? That's the only option. Athena says, and remember, kids, the next time you think the government wouldn't do that, yes, they would. Yep, yes, they would. Mm-hmm. Y'all said you need to hear me smacking. I'll be smacking into the mic. I'm sorry. The most you'll see is me doing like this. Oh, my gosh. No, the food is good. I just usually don't get all of this, so I'm taking my time. And for those y'all that, okay, if you've never seen The Truman Show, go and watch it right now. It's free on YouTube. It's basically Jim Carrey is a guy named Truman, and he was born like, okay, this is a really dark example, but you know, there are some people in the world who are part of human trafficking, and the result of human trafficking resulted in their birth, and now they don't have a birth certificate, social security, none of that, but they exist, and now they themselves were solely made to be part of the system. Really messed up. Really, really messed up. That's what I assumed happened to the Carly girl. And I got a video about Miss Carly. I really hope I get it out tomorrow, but if not, this weekend. But in the Truman Show, baby Truman was had specifically to be Truman, the world's baby, the first influencer baby, right? And the whole world is watching him play out this American 50s nuclear fantasy. Like, it's so odd. And he figures it all out, and he decides to leave the fantasy and not stay in America. And a lot of people that move from America to other countries, usually they call it like the Truman Show effect. They realize, like, wow, it really don't got to be that hard. It really doesn't have to be that hard. Purple Molly makes a good point. They're like, I mean, what other country is that much better for black people? That is true, because even countries that are majorly black, usually, in the first place that comes to mind to me is like Haiti and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. You might as well just get in where you can fit in. And I always think about how many people move here just to say that they got an American accreditation, like a college degree in America or a certification in America, so they could bring it elsewhere and make more money. Like, I'm not ignorant to, you know, playing the game and doing what you got to do. But what I don't want to do is be a part of like a fear mongering where you got Grandma Gladys seeing me on Facebook confirming her fears. Like, no. Look. Like I said, yes, I just got a passport and they last 10 years, I believe, before renew. And there you go. There you go. And says, and we don't have to leave. We have the right to bear our grievance with our country. And I hate when people say that. That's another thing, too. I hate when people be like, well, just leave, just leave. For one, like I said, that 2,000 ain't coming from nowhere. And usually what Uncle Sam does is, oh, you paid the 2,000? Well, you remember that traffic ticket from 2014? We need that. You remember that court date that you didn't go to? Yeah, well, you have a warrant. You need to pay that. And you need to go to court now. So you thought you was leaving that month? Nope, you're leaving next year because you need to figure. I'm telling you, they do everything to keep you in here. And then if you want to be like prejudiced when people be like, go home. I ain't never seen not one Native American, not one indigenous person ever go up to no person of color talking about go home. I'm not saying there's no such thing as a prejudiced indigenous person. I'm just saying I've never seen it. But what I have seen is these people go home, go back to your country. It's like, bro, no, like, bruh, because you have people who don't know anything other than being African American, being Mexican American, being Asian American. You got Asian Americans whose lineage goes all the way back past Pearl Harbor. You got freaking they're not, they don't know, they're Asian American. They're not Japanese. They couldn't go to Japan and know what's going on. Like, it's the same thing. African Americans, they got generation on generation on generation on generation of, like, you can't, I don't know. People just don't even think. They just be saying stuff. They just be saying, Kaya says she gonna save up and move at 50. She thinks she's gonna go to El Salvador because I don't see retirement here. I don't see retirement for anybody. I feel like a really big crash is gonna happen, and it's gonna take a long time for the pieces to get picked up over here. For real. Look, Melissa, I think he fell in love with a woman who was trying to tell him the truth, and that's when he had suspicions. Yes, with the Truman Show. They hired a girl to come in there and be his little girlfriend, and she actually was like a fan of the show. And there's only been like a few instances where people have tried to crash the show, but it never worked. But she actually got through to him. She was like, bro, this is not real. Like, you need to come to the real world with me. This is not it. Like, look. Y'all said go to Ghana, Costa Rica. Yes, Ghana has officially said they are taking our Caribbean asses. They said we don't, because I'm not going to lie. The same way how people were like, go home. When Ghana was talking about, oh, African Americans, you get your citizenship. People was just so quick to tell me how I was not included. Oh, no, not you. Not you. Okay? But nah, now he said all our Haitians, Puerto Ricans, our black Cubans, anybody affected, any black person that has black ancestry that has been affected, you good. You got, bruh, hey, I might just get the citizenship just cause. Like, hey, I don't know. It's pretty sweet. Shout out to Ghana. But yeah, I have heard that they have a lot of corruption and stuff going on too. It's just every country has their thing. It's just America is unique because it's such a rich country with such poor people. The country itself is rich. The people are poor. The infrastructure is old. And we fight over the same arguments for decades. And the only time we get change is off of like a fluke. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, all this could have been avoided. Yeah, right. Like Amani said, in the Caribbean, there's Chinese people where it's like they don't know Chinese, like Chinese culture. They are Chinese Jamaican people. Like, they're Indo-Chinese technically because, they could be in Trini, whatever. But look, I feel like everybody should get out of here. But it's like not everybody gets that privilege. It's very rare for North Americans, whether you're black, white, whatever, to leave the mainland because it's just so big. I looked up the other day Because I was watching a YouTuber and I saw they were in Jamaica. And I was like, I would never been to Jamaica before. I would like to go there. But I was like, what are the chances of me seeing this YouTuber? Like, Jamaica's huge. Girl, I put Jamaica on the U.S. map. Girl, the state of Florida is bigger than Jamaica. I will drive up and down that bitch. Like, I was like, girl, little ass island. Don't drive the fuck out of that. So y'all might catch me in Jamaica. I think it's on like a 4-hour flight, right? Yeah, y'all tiny out there. She said Jamaica is not big, friend. We tiny. Y'all is real tiny. I got that. Oh my God, Glizzy Gobbler, bitch, on my phone. Oh, I hate that shit. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Jax to Jamaica. Flight. Yeah, it's about 4 hours and 20 minutes from Jacksonville to Montego Bay. So, ooh, just kidding. That's just the flight that's available right now. They said on an average, you can get there in like 2 hours. What? I'd have to go to Miami or something? Yeah, total flight duration from Jacksonville to Jamaica, straight shot, 2 hours, 15 minutes. Who's trying to go out there with me? Who's trying to go out there with me? Because I need to go. You said Chinese people in Trinidad are Indo-Chinese. I just assume because isn't there a heavy Indian wasn't there like a colonization going on? Somebody educate me. Any of my Trini people educate me in the chat. Yup. Yeah, y'all do have big mountains. He said, Amani said, my friend just invited me to Jamaica. Ooh, that's the best way to do it when you go to like certain foreign countries. If you have somebody who actually lives there to give you like better tours so you're not constantly like, that was my problem in Cali. I didn't go to San Diego where my fiance was born. Like I went to LA where neither of us have been to. And that was like a stressor. Like, oh my God, what are we doing? Where do we go? So it's really cool to have somebody you know, right? But yeah. He said, are we going to get an RFAB and Naja link up? I do not know who RFAB is. Let's see. Y'all know I don't really collab with people. Maybe that's like my detriment. I don't know. But I got that song stuck in my head from my niece. Is this her? She said, I could go 3 days without what? What is this? She said she could go 3. Why is she talking about doo-dooing? She can go 3 days. She got a situation going on. What is going on? No, but she in Jamaica for real. She really out here. Okay. But no, I never heard of this person before. She's pretty when she's done up. I just saw her on a live talking about her doo-dooing. I just caught her at a bad time. But yeah, she looks pretty when she's done up. But no, I'm not really like a collab person. I need to do better with that. I'm more so, I like to talk to people behind the scenes and like make like connections. I'm not trying to say anything's more genuine or less genuine, but I like talking to people behind the scenes. Like now, Cosmoholics Anonymous, I do know her because like I told y'all what they always do to YouTubers when you first start out and they remind you of a lick of anybody. They just tell you that you copying or you look like or whatever. So I do know Bo and we follow each other on Instagram. I did see her Jamaica journey. I saw hers. She out here. I need to hit her up. I haven't made contact with her in a very long time. But yeah, that's usually what I do. I'll hit people up behind the scenes. Mainly I started doing that when I was younger on YouTube, just like straight 100%, just trust issues for real. I didn't want to be used. So I just made sure I formed my own relationship with people, you know, and if they kept nagging for a video, then I knew like, okay, yeah, this isn't genuine. Like for one, dog, you don't live in Florida. You don't even live here. If you lived here, we would have a different type of time type shit. Like, anybody I've ever tried to talk to or have talked to does not live in Florida. It's always been like, I just love contacting people, especially if we came up around the same time. Like, I'm trying to think, who else do y'all know? And again, I'm not besties with nobody, y'all. Please do not do too much, okay? I check on people. I say, how are you doing? I see your content's doing very well. Like, I don't be a kikiing, okay? Don't be trying to make me look like I'm over here doing too much. But I am very cordial. I'm very nice. I like supporting people's content, hitting people up. Because, when you do this type of stuff, and you have your friends, you can't really talk about YouTube stuff to your friends. Like, they don't really care, especially because at our age group, they ain't really watching YouTube. It was different when we were like 19, 20, 21 doing YouTube. And you could tell you're like, yeah, I do YouTube. And they're like, oh, did you hear about James Charles? Did you hear about that? We about to be 30, girl. Nobody is checking for nothing. Like, you get what I'm saying? Unless you have a special interest. But to have someone that does YouTube, it's their job to do YouTube. It's their job to check up. You get what I'm saying? It's nice to talk to people that get what you're talking about. Oh, Ivana, the Mademoiselle, she's been a mutual of mine for a long time. Like, she's really cool. I could hit her up about anything YouTube and vice versa, But yeah, bruh, it's all about just genuine connection building. I will say that me being that way, I have fumbled a bag with some few big creators. I'm not gonna lie. I've been hit up by some people and I've just been like, oh, bitch, I'm scared. I am not worthy. Bye. Like, I am not. You don't even want a phone call. You want to go straight to lunch. I'm scared. Like, nope, I can't do it. I'm sorry. And not even on no, like, oh, they're going to use me for no, it's just I was genuinely like, bro, I'm terrified. I'm not about to do this. Nope. But hey, now we have older Naja. And we ain't blocking no blessings, bitch. We ain't blocking no blessings. I actually had two little ventures. First, I did like a little beach venture with a friend. Took her out because she's about to have a baby. And, when you about to have a baby, it's hard to make time for yourself. So I did that for her and got her like a little gift. And then I had another friend that y'all know. I talk about her a lot. My friend Chelsea. We went to this, if you're in Jacksonville, you know about it. The Egyptian immersion experience. We did that. This is going to be on my vlog too. I got like 3 months worth of vlog footage I'm about to drop on y'all. But yeah, like we did that. Like I've been doing a lot. I feel like so much more balanced now because for a while I felt like I buried myself in work and now I just feel like way more balanced. So yeah. But yes, there are a few creators in the past that have hit me up, but I was just like, what? What do you mean? Do you even want to talk? Like, what? What you mean? But here, let me see what you guys got to say. Amadi says, is there even any YouTube drama anymore? All I do is see people divorced now. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So like back in the day when we were younger, it was like, okay. And that just makes me happy that you said that because that lets me know I'm growing with my audience. That lets me know I'm growing with y'all because that's exactly what I'm seeing too. It's went from me following the girl that does the story times and now she has a family and now that we're in postpartum and now there's beef. That's usually what happens. There's beef during the postpartum, whether there's not enough support, the dude is shocked, he's not ready to be a dad. Like, I've noticed that too. And then it's just drama, spilling each other's beef on the internet. That's all you ever really see when it comes between YouTubers that are like, But then you have, and this is the only person I could think of because, again, I don't really be caring for the young people drama. Then you have the people like, oh my God, what are their names? Avi Pave Bottles, Sparkles and Champagne, CJ so cool. Then you got people like them, CJ and Royalty. What's that? The pretty girls that always be in shit. What? and she's dark skinned. Neek, Corey. I'm just thinking of people that I've heard Zoe bring up before. Like those type of people where it's like, baby, you're my age, but you're doing like Instagram would you rather. He cheated on me, she cheated on me. Somebody touched my butt. Do you like me? My boyfriend watched him touch my butt. Like, girl, we're about to be 30. Like, I never thought I would say this, but some of y'all need to start a family for real. But the problem is, a lot of them have already started a family. No, not Neek at y'all so funny. Not Neek at night. There's like a girl. I just don't know these people, bro. I'm not even trying to play like I know these people, man. But when I be watching Zoe, sometimes he goes to certain topics where I'm like, I don't know anybody you're talking about, but it's because they make content for kids. Now, when I say that, I don't mean like Miss Rachel, Baba Black Sheep. No, I'm talking about it's so immature and unrealistic that someone your age would not find it entertaining, but the kids do because they don't know no better. You know? So, yeah, that shit's just concerning, bro. That's all I gotta say. It is concerning. There is no more YouTube drama no more, which is a good thing. But I'm just saying I've noticed that it has either evolved to, if your relationship is immature and you're on the internet, you have to entertain the kids because only a freaking high school kid is not going to tell a grown-ass woman to leave that abusive-ass man. You get what I'm saying? Like, a bunch of kids are going to be like, no, y'all are good for each other. Y'all look so cute, and now you got a baby. Oh, my God. Like, no. Whereas our grown asses will be like, hey, you need to leave him because this is hurting your kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look. But yeah, thank you. I was about to say, like, I don't know who he be talking about sometimes, but I still watch. But I just know it's because even though they're adults, they make content for kids. And it's like, I don't know. Y'all said Colleen and me do a collab. Child, on that note, I'll be popping bottles. Sparkles and champagne. No. But yeah. That's so funny. Athena said, I started watching you because of your demon voodoo mask story time. But now I'm here and we are all chilling. That's crazy. I was thinking about that person that story time was about the other day. It just popped into my head. I don't know if I said it at the time. I'm pretty sure I did, though, because I made it such a point to be respectful in that video. But I was just thinking about my friend who had my old friend who had passed away. That was a person in that video. And I was just like looking at their obituary, having a little sad girl moment, I guess. But more so just looking back, because like the older you get and the people that don't come along with you, you look back and you're like, man, I could really just not be here. Like, that's so crazy. Like, when they say you're lucky to make it past 25, they're not playing. And then in some of our cases, it was 21. Like, yeah, it's weird when you meet so many people, too, where it's like you kind of even forget that people pass away. Like, I remember random times the little people in my life that are gone. I'm like, holy, like, I'll talk about them. Like, oh, my God, I forgot about this good thing that Bob did. And then it'll hit me like, Bob is not here anymore. Like, I don't know. But yeah, whenever I think about that story, that was probably like the only story time I was like, I talked about them, because I have so many stories with them, but I respect the dead. And I don't speak ill on the dead, unlike some people on social media. I don't do that. I do not do that. See, I'm over here playing with my food at this point. Okay, I guess I'm done. I'm not gonna let me cut it out. But yeah, it's a lot. And like, speaking of getting older, and y'all was talking about Colleen and Miranda and all that shit, and just like maturing with your audience and just growing. Don't get me wrong. I understand that people meet different milestones at different points in life. I'm not saying that like, you should be somewhere at some age or anything like that. All I'm saying is, if you want to stay with the kids' content because that's where the money is at, you have to be aware that these are impressionable minds and they don't know anything. So those little dirty jokes, they're not gonna get it. You just look creepy talking to the screen, talking dirt, like, ew. Y'all funny talking about y'all having war flashbacks about Chandler Alexis content. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I recently, because I'm subscribed to Just Des, her podcast and stuff, and I saw that she was hanging out with y'all. This is such a long fucking rabbit hole. Oh, and mind you, I never like got contacted or anything by any of the people I'm about to mention. I was watching Just Des podcast, and in one of her videos, she has Simply Nessa in there. So then I was like, oh, I haven't heard of Simply Nessa since Martin Lewis and all that stuff. Thinking about like how y'all say there ain't no YouTube drama no more, which is a good thing. Because honestly, in my opinion, I don't think YouTubers should be followed like celebrities in that way. I mean, doesn't your auntie snap on your cousin on Facebook? I don't think that's video worthy. But yeah, so I saw Nessa, and then Nessa reminded me of Chandler. So I went and I looked up their channel. Chandler is a whole mom now. Chandler is a whole mother. And y'all in the chat says she hasn't changed. That's even Trisha is looking different. Like, damn. I don't know. They said, I've also noticed that since we're getting older, 97 baby here, a lot of types of videos I want to watch are just different. I find I consume more finance content. Oh, wow. Than before. I find that I watch, oh my God, this is about to be embarrassing. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I either watch documentaries or when I'm feeling like having a yell at the TV type of day, I will watch like a old like 80s Lifetime movie, like corny, bad acting. I just want to laugh. I'm really into Tubi for that reason too. I just want to, I don't know why. Like, I just don't know why. But I've noticed I've grown out of, I cannot watch, what is it called? I Survived. Any survival show, I don't know why. It just started messing up with my anxiety. And when I tell you this is recent that this happened to me, I used to literally watch that show like every day. But I noticed it started messing with my fight or flight. I was having anxiety again after not having it for a while. And then I stopped watching I Survived and it went away. So yeah, I guess I just can't watch certain stuff like that. I don't know. And then my ass be having survival dreams too. So that's why I'm like, look, maybe I should just, yeah. So I can't watch that now. I mainly just watch documentaries, old classic movies, and 80s Lifetime movies. I just saw a Lifetime movie yesterday and I got to finish it. Oh my gosh. I don't remember what it's called, but it has the mother from Back to the Future. But she's younger, and she is in this power plant by like in the country, like Appalachian somewhere in the country, that type of country, and it's the only work in the whole town, and it's owned by this one big major corporation, and everybody there is getting like toxic poisoning. I'm talking the women going home coughing up blue shit in the sink and shit. Like it's gross. Like it's just very bad and very toxic. So the head board was like, all the women need to come and have a meeting. And the meeting was in order to protect the fetus, because remember, this is America. We have the same freaking arguments over and over and over again. And then we birth people to have the same arguments over and over and over again. Back in because this movie came out in the 80s, but it was based on an actual thing that happened in the 60s, 70s. To protect the fetus, all of the women would have to get sterilized in order to work at the plant, because they didn't want to be liable for if the children came out a certain way. Tell me why all these women felt so pressured to get, because there was no other work, that they actually all went and got sterilized. And then on the deadline of when they were like, if you don't get sterilized by this day, you can't get work. They brought big wigs down to the company and said, actually, OSHA stepped in and they heard about coughing up the blue shit and the work conditions. And Yeah, they're just about to shut this whole thing down. When I tell you at least like 25 women sterilized themselves for no reason, and some of them were as young as like 18, 20, no children. Real story. I haven't, usually what I do is I'll look it up once I'm done with the movie, because my ass, I will read ahead. I want to know what happened to them in 2023. I want to know what happened to the building. I want to know what happened to her son that did survive. I want to know what happened to the black lady and her family. I don't know. Like, I'm one of those people when I watch movies and TVs and stuff like that. Like, I want to know everything. So I think that's why I'm like on my true story lifetime bender. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. It was crazy, based off a true story. I want to go and look it up. I don't know the name of it, but it was crazy. And they had to actually go to New York to get an attorney that was like confident enough to go against the company, because again, it's a hometown powerhouse. All the local attorneys don't want shit to do with it. So yeah, it was a big thing. It was a big thing. A big, big thing. Y'all say Tubi recommendations. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm about to. It's called Hoochie Daddies, and it's it's basically what's it called? Bad Boys Club, but it's studs, and it's called Hoochie Daddies. And I'm about to go look it up. It's on Tubi. I'm about to go watch it. I usually don't watch ratchet television, but if it's free, I'll watch anything free. I love a good free entertainment. But yeah, I guess I feel weird here. I'm gonna put this over it because I feel. Does anybody relate? I feel like the air is touching my food. I know the air is touching my food, but it's like not the type of air that I want. Okay. But yeah, it's the Hoochie Daddies. Go and look it up. It's called the Hoochie Daddies. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. I've been just being so much more well-rounded. Both of my nieces are down here at the same freaking time. So I'm very tired. I'm very burnt out. Very much questioning my decision on if I want children myself. I'm just tired as fuck. But I have been able to balance everything out. Like working, friends, niece time, relationship. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then engagement stuff, like it's a lot. It's a lot. But that's why I just came out here just to like do a little chit chat with you guys. Not a tribe tea. So I could just come in, say hey, get a little editing done, because I did film a video before I came on here. But yeah. Y'all said a lot of influencers use their kids for content. Yes, they do. And it's very scary. It's very, very scary. I did not mention that part earlier, where it's like the people that make content for kids, to keep the adults around, they will have a kid themselves. Because you know it's not the babies that want to see the babies. It's the adults that want to see the babies. Right? You said, am I planning my wedding now? Honestly, I'm like going back and forth on what I want, because like I've never been one of those little girls that imagine my wedding and like fantasize about dresses and none of that stuff. So I'm just going back and forth on like what I want that makes me comfortable, and not what my family wants or like what other people that just want to partake in the festivities want. Like I'm trying to figure out what I want. So yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Yes. Alhamdulillah, it's good to see you doing good. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yes, the pregnancy content, very dangerous game. Very dangerous game. But congrats to all the mothers. But it is really scary. And I mentioned it earlier when I was watching Des' podcast. She was interviewing somebody who was like super Tumblr famous back in the day. Like super ridiculously Tumblr famous back in the day. And like I'm talking the good Tumblr, not Tumblr 2014, the good Tumblr, when people was like, she was that girl. And I never knew her name. It's just she was in every picture with a damn Bulls cap. So Yeah, they got her on there now on the pod, and now she is a mom, and she looks completely different. Obviously, we're all grown now, but she talks about how putting your kids on social media is dangerous because people form these attachments to them. They've seen them grow up and they worry about them. They send them gifts. They check in on them. You know, like, it is a treacherous territory. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, if I do decide to make that choice, you know, I ain't showing my baby on here, dog. I'm not showing her little face, his little face. I always say her. I have a feeling that's going to end up happening to me. Yeah, I'm not about to be showing their little face. I don't put my nieces on the internet. I take tons and tons of pictures, but I never post it. I just think that in the future, privacy is going to be currency. Because even in the interview, the girl made such a good point, because I wasn't famous when I was in high school, but I did have a lot of local popularity. Well, not local, but I was the most popular person locally online at that time in my age group. And they made a very good point, where it's back then in the 2010s and the late 2000s, you could be famous online, but people would only know you as Hoochie Daddy 96. They would not know what you look like, and they would have to actually talk to you and be like, oh, snap, are you Hoochie Daddy 96? Like, nobody would know that. Whereas people like her, and like, you get what I'm saying, showing their face around, people can walk up to you and be like, hey, aren't you so-and-so from Tumblr? Because you're marketing your face. So that child, when you're marketing their face and you're saying their name, you're giving all these strangers leeway to be like, hey little Mookie. Hey, little Mookie, it's me, John. And little Mookie's gonna be like, well, shit, you know I'm little Mookie. Hey, John. Like, it's very dangerous. And then let me take it. Damn, that's what happens when you don't bring water up in this bitch. Let me take it a step further. You over here putting your baby's full government, Shane, Ryland. Somebody is going to be impersonating them. Somebody could use their likeness and do whatever they want. We're in the era of AI. Like, even if you don't have clout and you're not on social media, I would not post your kids. It's just not fair to them. They don't get to have the choice. They're not going to be kids forever. They're going to be working class adults one day, especially living in this hellscape. They're going to have to get a job, and you're going to fuck up their chances of getting a job. And they're not going to care that, oh, no, that was my mom's job. I didn't. Okay, that doesn't have shit to do. You're a public figure. Like, look. Nah, Breeza said, I'm reading the plot for Eyes Wide Shut, and this is crazy. Yup. The dude that made that movie, he got miraculously killed right before it was released and right before they took hella clips out of it. Go look that up. Right. Just never show the baby. It's just don't do it. It's really not worth it. Wait until they get to an age where they could say yes and no. And from my experience, that's usually in like middle school. Because I'm trying to think, when did I start taking pictures of like myself, like me and my friends? It was middle school when I wanted to actually like hold the camera, you know, and take my own pictures. So, and I'm pretty sure psychologists and all that shit say, like, when you're a child, you value the opinion of your parents. When you're a teen, you value the opinion of your peers. And then when you go into adulthood, you go inward to look to yourself for your own guidance, right? So I could only, like, why the hell does a little kid need to be, you know? Hey, I don't know. Like, I feel like even if you, even if you are a bottle girl, I don't think you should be putting your kids on social media. I really don't. Like, until they could say yes or no, I wouldn't do it. And even if they do say yes, remember, at the end of the day, kids cannot consent. So you still have to have the last say of like, you know? And you never know who's looking at that baby picture. People do weird stuff on the internet. And somebody made a good point. It was one of these celebrities. They were doing like I want to say it was Julia Roberts. it's weird. The only person I remember from it was Mel Gibson was with them too. And I was like, Mel Gibson, like, why are you even talking right now with your racist ass? Anyway, but I really want to say it was Julia Roberts. And they were saying how we as normal people, we look at a baby in a diaper and like just a diaper and we see that. That's a baby in a diaper. You know, like that's our normal brain functioning. And then we post it online thinking that that's other people's normal brain functioning when that's not everybody's brain functioning. You know, some people are doing other things with that image in their head. And you just got to be aware of that. Like the most you're going to get from me is, shoot, I'm probably going to assign my baby an emoji for life. And you about to get an emoji. You about to get an emoji. I'm probably going to give them the moon emoji. They're going to be my little Moony. And that's going to be your nickname whenever I talk about you, little Moony. Like, I'm telling y'all, that's how I'm going to be. Like, I'm not about to be one of those people, man. I'm really not. Let's say, yes, my girlfriend and I talk about this all the time. And people online start digging into your stuff. Yup. And now everyone's getting doxxed. I saw somebody doing, and I'm going to get off of here in a second, but I saw somebody doing the yum, glizzy gobbler fucking thing, right? And they were doing that at their job. They were at Home Depot or some shit working on TikTok Live talking about yum, glizzy gobbler, yum. And a customer came by and they're like, oh, yes, I'll look into your account. What's your phone number? 904-409-9041. Okay. All on the live stream. Imagine if I just really said my real phone number on here and expected nobody to call the damn number. So, of course, while the live's going, people are calling that guy saying, hey, you know that Home Depot you just went to? That dude just said your information like all over the internet. And boom, right on cue, his little phone rang next to him and he picked it up and you just hear somebody saying, yeah, you can go ahead and clock out. He's like, oh my God, I'm being let go. Oh my God, I'm being fired. Bitch, what did you think was gonna happen? Oh my God. You really thought, like, Clout is a hell of a drug, y'all. Clout is a hell of a drug, guys. Please be good out there, because that's sad. I just don't see. That's what I'm saying, Jamila. You don't got nothing to do on the clock. Y'all that work. You don't got nothing to do at all. Great. No, that thing had me dead. He was like, yum, glizzy gobbler. Hold on, I have a customer. Yeah, your phone number is 904-409-9041. I was like, bruh, you just gave us all his information. Like, what? I would be so mad if I had to change my phone number because some dude at the Home Depot wanted to do glizzy gobbler on the fucking TikTok. A whole mess. A whole freaking mess. But that is all I have for today because I could ramble forever. I'm just glad I touched on that conspiracy theory thing because a few people have asked me about it. They're like, what happened? The video almost got 100K climbing and you know, you just stopped out of nowhere. Oh, I will say this. I just remembered. Brain fart. Somebody assumed, I'm not even going to say some people, this is only one person, assumed that I didn't want to do it anymore because of the Temu thing. Y'all, I'm going to say this on video. Is this thing on? My R. Kelly voice? Oh my God. I eat too many sub slices. Hold on. I am not in affiliation with Temu. I did a one-time flat rate fee sponsorship. Okay? All right. Okay. Word on the curb is Temu is being investigated though because of all the little videos and stuff of people calling them the new Shein. They're currently under investigation and Shein got a RICO charge. But no, it has nothing to do about Temu. I am not a Temu employee. I could care less if Temu goes out of business tomorrow. It had nothing to do with Temu. It was more so like I just felt like it would be irresponsible to continue that type of content. And the more response I was getting was people like, you didn't do research. You didn't say that anti-Semitic thing you were supposed to say at the end. You didn't do research because you were supposed to say that sexist thing at the end and that racist thing at the end. And it's like, I'm not even trying to play in the sandbox with y'all. y'all got some other. I'm not y'all cup of tea. How about that? I'm not y'all cup of tea, so I will bow out gracefully. Bowing out gracefully. Pretty much how that went. Not you said they selling pipes on that. That does not surprise me. That does not surprise me. But if y'all want to find me anywhere else, just know I'm on all these social media sites. I just posted a blog post on my website the other day. Please go and check that out and interact with all the stuff on the site. It helps me out a lot. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up. I know these mukbangs don't get a lot of views, but for those of y'all that are just interested to check on me and see how I'm doing, I really, really appreciate y'all. I really, really do. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for the day. You guys stay safe, and I will see you this weekend. Peace, peace, peace.